Hi Vanessa, I'm Jenna. Good to meet you, even if it's virtually. So I started with channeling messages for you. So what I do is I meditate. That's why I've got headphones. So I meditate for a little while. I kind of see what energy comes through. I had a few things come through for you. I do take notes of everything. I'm not sure if you were in my live the other night on TikTok or not. I assume you were. I assume that's how you found me. So I do have notes that I will send you. I'm going to go over all of the notes that I have for you, and then after you watch your video, if you have any questions, just email me and I'll try and either elaborate or explain things if they were unclear to you. And then after I go over your notes here, I have a tarot spread that we'll do for you just to see if there's anything else going on that maybe Spirit needs you to know that I didn't get to pick up. So the first thing that Spirit shows me sometimes is images of things. So I'll give you my usual little spiel. I am a psychic medium, I'm an intuitive tarot reader, and I'm an empath. So I get images in my mind's eye. So I start to see things, feel things, hear things. All my senses are intact when I channel. So sometimes I pick up music, sometimes I pick up references to things that don't make sense to me. I just journal everything down, and then that way, whatever the message is that's trying to come through, you have those. So it may be something significant to you. It's not always significant to me. Spirit tries to do their best to give me the messages in a way I can understand. So they may show me something that's familiar to me in order for me to understand what they're showing me. It may not be that exact thing. It may be something that's similar to it. So an example of that would be is maybe a title of a movie or a piece of music or something like that could also hold another message for you, or it may be significant. So if any of those things come through, you have the notes, you're able to go look at these things or look them up after the fact and maybe hopefully clear up any confusion. All right, so we have the first thing that came through for you was a movie reference. The first thing they showed me was the actress Kate Beckinsale in her role in the movie Underworld. I had to look that up. I know I've seen it a long time ago, but I wasn't sure what the title actually was. So in this movie, she's a vampire, but she's dressed in like all black leather. She looks very pale. She's got a little past shoulder length brown hair. In some of the movies, she had like a little bit of blonde streaks through it, but mostly dark hair, bright blue eyes, and that she is like the one that's trying to make sure that everybody else is safe and protected. Like she's the badass in the movie. So I feel like this could be you, or this could be somebody that is in spirit as well. So this female character in this movie, they're showing me that like she's running around taking care of everybody else. So I feel like this could be you, but that let's see. They're giving me the reference to the word emo. So in my world, we call, as teenagers, we called the emo kids. They dressed in all black. They were usually kind of pale, usually like dyed their hair dark black, things like that. Or goth, like gothic, very dark, pale skin, dark makeup, dark clothing, things like that. So that's kind of the energy that comes through with this female energy. So if this is somebody in spirit, they would have dressed like this, that this would have been, I would say like a younger female, probably no older than mid-30s, and that this may have been how this person dressed when they were younger. Let's see, what else did they show me? The next thing they showed me was kind of weird. So Spirit definitely gives me references that don't always make sense to me. Sometimes they will show me how people passed. Other times they show me maybe how they were feeling. And this one wasn't super clear to me, so I need to make sure that I tell you that. So what they showed me was a bridge over water at night. It was a very large body of water. It almost reminded me of like the Golden Gate Bridge, or like, I don't know what that bridge would be called, but I know they have them over like New York City into the boroughs, and I've never been to either. So I'm telling you like what's coming through. So could have been like the Golden Gate Bridge, or like it's a large bridge and it goes over a large body of water. I can see this bridge at night in my mind. So let's see, what else do we have? It extends over the city, and you can see the city lights in the distance, like the skyline. So you can see the bridge, You can see the water, and then you can see like the night skyline in the distance with all the lights on the buildings. All right, so it says it's as if someone is wanting to jump off the bridge, as if they're on a ledge wanting to give up. So I feel like this person was in a very dark place, not necessarily like it's not necessarily just nighttime, it's like emotionally they're in a dark place. So I pick up a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, a lot of grief with this person. So whether this person actually ended their own life or whether this is a metaphor that Spirit is giving me, that's how it comes through, is that this person was very sad, was very depressed, that they had a lot of darkness that surrounded them, and that they didn't really see a lot of happy things in their life at this time. So they give me the reference of goth or emo, that they're trapped in dark energy, but Spirit says that there's light at the end of the tunnel, meaning that they don't want whoever this is to lose hope that things will improve. And then Spirit shows me several people in spirit that are with you. So not like this person, but that several people are with you. So if this is you that relates to the goth or emo energy where everything feels very dark, then Spirit wants you to know that they are with you. There's several people that I can see, but there's only a few that come forward, and like I can distinguish between, it's like a mass of shadows is what I can see. And so there's lots of people in spirit that I pick up, but only a few have stepped forward to where I can connect to their energy. Hopefully that makes sense how I'm trying to explain that. So let's see, several people in spirit that are with you. They all want you to keep going. Do not give up. They were very clear on that there is a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you had to experience these things, and that they don't want you to give up. They're also making my throat kind of burn. So it's almost like the emotions are repressed. They're not being spoken. They're not being dealt with in a proper way. It's like you're swallowing the emotions. It makes me emotional. I can feel all these things as an empath. They really need you to be able to express your feelings, that you can't stifle all of this, whether it comes out in journaling, crying, meditation, breath work, that you have to express these emotions, because if you bury them, sorry, they start to affect my throat chakra. If you bury these emotions, you're going to be consumed by the pain. So you have to be able to learn to heal and deal with the emotions and learn to express them so that they don't get worse. Let's see, what else do we have? They're helping you from the other side. There's an older male that steps forward. He's got a very round face. He's got dark glasses, either a bald head or a shaved head, like completely bald. Let's see. They give me two names, Greg, Greg, or Tom, Tom. Could be either of those, could be neither of those, but those two names did come through. He tells me that he passed from cancer, possibly it could have been leukemia, and says that the treatments were terrible, that he hated those. He had a very beautiful smile. He comes through smiling. He also says, let's see, he shows me like a crossword puzzle or some sort of game that helped to pass the time during the chemo treatments. He shows me him sitting in like, it looks like a recliner with like a blanket over his lap, and him and another person, it looks to be female, are like sitting there doing this crossword puzzle or playing games in order to help pass the time. That was somebody who helped him through these. And that he had a favorite nurse there. So it could have also been a nurse, but I feel like there was two people. One was family or friend. The other one was staff at this treatment center. And he says that the favorite nurse had blonde curly hair, and he says, "Thank her for me, please." So he had a favorite there that probably made things easier on him, is what it's coming through as. Let's see. The next thing that Spirit shows me is a different person. It's another female. They give me the name Mary. So Mary could have been this woman's name. She had, it looked like very long dark hair. She has kind of, it's hard, like her physical description is a little fuzzy. She looks like she has a lot of wrinkles, or like you can tell she's older. Her skin has definitely aged, but I mostly see like her long dark hair. And as she comes through, she shows me the ocean at night, and that I can actually hear the waves as it's like I'm sitting on the beach. I can hear the waves, and it's a very peaceful feeling. So this might be a place that's significant to you. This could also be a place that was significant for this woman, Mary. And she didn't give me a relation, but she's older. I would say at least like 50s or 60s. She's older than I am, and I'm 43. But she didn't give me a lot of specifics with her energy. It was very quick. Okay, so Spirit wants me to give you a little bit of advice from them. It says, let's see, Spirit needs you to relax, that they need you to work on your healing, and that you need more rest. So they want you to ground your energy daily, and they want you to drink plenty of water and to rest. They also need you to know that they have like an army of souls on the other side with you, and that these people, even though they're not physically with us anymore, that they're spiritually, their energy is still with you. So no matter who you've lost, no matter how many of them it is, that you have a group of souls that are always there for assistance, that they are assisting you from the other side. So if you need assistance, they don't want you to stifle this energy. They want you to ask, whether it's through prayer, whether it's in meditation, whether they come to you in dreams, or whether you physically speak it into being and say, hey, I need your help today. They are there to assist you, and that they are more capable now to assist you on the other side because they're in spirit than they may have been in the present, in the living. So they want you to get plenty of water. They want you to ground your energy on a regular basis, and they need you to grieve in a way that actually helps you to heal. They said that you've lost a lot of people in a short amount of time, and that they know that that's been very difficult. And so this may be you that kind of feels like giving up sometimes. They don't want you to do that. They want you, and this makes me really emotional. So this may actually really hit home for you. I don't know. But they're telling me that if you give up now, then your purpose will not be fulfilled. So you can't give up. No matter how hard this is, no matter how much pain you're in, you have to keep going, and you cannot give up. That's super, super important to your purpose, that there's a reason for everything that happened. And they're telling me that there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Give me a second and I'll be right back. All right, so now we're going to do your tarot reading. I have a couple of decks out, so we're going to see what messages come through. If there's any other messages that you need that I didn't pick up energetically. Where did it go? All right, so your first two cards are the Devil and the Page of Bones. So this is an indication that you could feel like you are really trapped in a situation. Sometimes it's a self-imposed like mental prison. It's sometimes dealing with toxic cycles, codependency, addictions, and just things that are unhealthy for us. So we need to really work on releasing those things, healing those things, and that's super important. Your next card that jumped out is the Page of Bones or the Page of Wands. So this is an indication that we may have jumped into something head first. Kind of throwing caution to the wind, very flighty energy. It's a lot of like ill planning or just being kind of a rebel. So this could also be any of the energy that I picked up as well. Just really like young, immature, flighty energy, kind of in and out. No real game plan, just very much kind of doing their own thing, being a bit of a rebel. Let's see. So we also are in a period of recovery. So the Five of Pentacles is a card telling us that we're recovering our finances. We're also recovering from injury, illness, or surgery, things like that. Grief and loss, those could also be another thing that we're trying to recover from. So this is a card indicating that things are starting to turn around for the better. So that's an excellent indication. It does look like you have a wish fulfillment that's coming in. So the star is really keeping hope alive that your wishes are going to come true. It's also telling you that it happens in divine timing. It's something that we can't rush. So this will happen exactly when it's meant to and not a second sooner than that. It's also telling you that your thoughts, your prayers, your manifestations, all of those things have been heard by the divine, that the other side hears you, that God hears you, that source hears you, the universe hears you, whatever you give that higher power a title of, that this hears you and that you are going to receive some sort of wish fulfillment, that your hopes and dreams will come true. All right, so we have a lot of internal conflict or a lot of external conflict, either way that it resonates. This is telling us that we have a lot of battles of the will, a lot of clashing egos, a lot of rivalry, a lot of competition somewhere, or that we are struggling internally with a lot of problems going on within us. All right, so the Ace of Bones, this is a card telling you that this is a creative phase for you. I feel like you have a new beginning coming. It could also be a passionate new encounter with somebody, but it's almost a creative venture that you get to follow your passions. So I don't know whether you are artistic, whether you write, sing, dance, paint, whatever, some sort of artistic venture, that this is something Spirit needs you to do. So maybe out of your pain, you start to create some form of art. What else do we need to know? All right. There's going to be lots of choices presented to you, and not all of them are going to be healthy. I feel like in love, you might have a lot of people potentially wanting your affection, or that there's a lot of choices emotionally that you have to make, and some of them you don't really like. So you need to really listen to your intuition, and make sure that you are choosing what is best for you. You can't get stuck in toxic cycles that you don't want to repeat. If you're not careful, you could make choices that don't work well for you. So they want you to use your intuition and choose what is best for you. Choose things that are healthy and don't rush the decision. I feel like currently you feel really stuck, that there is a lot going on in your life, a lot of heavy things that have happened, a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, and that you can choose to set yourself free from this situation. You can choose to do the healing. You can choose to let go of the things that are keeping you stuck or hindering your progress. But it takes you making a conscious decision, and it also takes you like setting yourself free, making that choice to actually let go. I feel like currently you're really overthinking a lot. That might be creating a lot of struggle for you as well, but that you need to still keep hope alive. This is a self-imposed mental prison. It's a repetitive cycle we have the power to change. If you realize you're starting to think very negative about something, you have the power to stop that. You can choose to actually go in a different direction. It'll take a lot of hard work, but it's possible. So if you're willing to do the hard work, know that slow and steady wins the race, and you will be successful on your journey. It's also a card indicating that you might be working on building an empire. This is very like business savvy energy. Could be somebody that's maybe a business owner is trying to help you with something, or that you're working towards building your prosperity and abundance, but you're avoiding change, or you're afraid of change. So the tower usually symbolizes quick, sudden change. I feel like this is a catastrophe that you're trying to avoid. I also feel like avoiding the change is not the best mode. So if something needs to change, stop avoiding it, decide what's going to work best for you, and make the changes necessary in order to actually get to where you're supposed to be. Like, you don't want to stay stuck and stagnant forever. Change is necessary in order to get us where we need to be in life, and that you need to communicate. And this is what I was feeling in your channeled message, was my throat chakra was being affected. So like pain in your throat, feeling like you can't express yourself, like you can't speak up, like you're unable to communicate. Communication needs to happen in your life. That's super important for you to grow, to heal, all of those things that are going on. What else does she need to know for her reading? All right, communication again. Same card, two different decks. So communication is huge for you. I feel like there's a lack of communication. That could really be what needs to change. And so whether this is a love relationship or whether this is things left unsaid, if it's to spirit, even though they're not present, they're still with us energetically. You can speak up. You can say what you need to say. You can express yourself to them regularly. They do hear you. So I feel like expressing yourself is crucial right now to your healing. If it's with living people, again, you do need to express yourself. I feel like that's going to help you to also heal. And it looks like you've been juggling a lot. So whether this is finances, whether this is responsibilities, decisions, there's something that you're juggling. It's time to let go of what you don't want and to make a conscious decision of what will create the balance. And you cannot juggle forever, so you will have to make a decision. All right. It looks like if you're needing justice or a decision needs to be made through the courts, that it looks like it goes in your favor. So this is helping to restore the balance in your life, helping to like solve one issue, maybe not all of them, but it does help to kind of give you some sort of balance or harmony restored in your life. Could also be dealing with the legal system in some way, police, courts, things like that. Whatever it is, it's going to bring you some emotional fulfillment. So this is like elated energy. It's almost as if you won the lottery, a lot of like positive energy coming through, emotional fulfillment, things like that coming through. For somebody in your life, they could be getting married. Again, you would have to get a marriage license in America. So you might need to involve the legal system. Somebody could be planning a wedding, things like that. But somebody's coming into union or somebody's thinking about getting married. And it could be a fresh start and a new beginning in love. Could also be somebody new coming into your life in love. Typically, I would say union is somebody that you already know, but this could be a fresh start, or it could be somebody new where things kind of lead to marriage and commitment, some sort of long-standing commitment. And the Queen of Cups. So this is about nurturing yourself. She's very motherly. She's very loving, very caring, affectionate, nurturing. She's empathetic. She's tapped into spirit. All of these things embody her. She's a big mama bear. She's a big fighter for those that she loves and cares about. But she can sometimes neglect her own needs. So if that resonates for you, this is really telling you what the channeled message was, is that you've got to start taking good care of yourself. And if you're not doing those things, now is the time to start. I always say with that card, you've got to nurture what you want to grow. So if it's love, if it's a love relationship, start nurturing those. You can't pour into someone else's cup if you don't have anything to pour out. So you've got to fill your own first. Self-love, self-care are huge. All right, so you're about to get some sort of clarity, some sort of breakthrough, some sort of truth being revealed, and this is a fresh start for you to be able to finally go forward. It could be in love that maybe there's a new beginning. You have 3 aces in your reading so far, so that tells me that you have a lot of new opportunities. You're light at the end of the tunnel. This is why you can't give up prematurely. You've got to keep going because your blessings are starting to unfold, and if you give up, you'll never get to see those, so you want to keep going. All right, there is something that you have to walk away from. This can be a relationship. This is telling you whatever it is, you've exhausted all options, and that this is the only decision you can reach right now, is to leave these things behind because it's not going to get better. So this is, typically I see this as like a relationship. Could be a job where it's like, no matter what you do, nothing gets resolved. I feel like there needs to be a lot of communication that's not happening. So whatever this is, if it's a relationship that you're like, it's not going anywhere, I want to be married, this person doesn't want that, then you need to walk away because you may have something new coming in that will be what you're looking for. I feel like some people could be spying, whether this is you or someone spying on you. It could be through social media, friends or family groups, but it's a lot of really curious energy and a lot of spying where you almost feel like you have to look over your shoulder, and that might be keeping you up at night. So like stalking your social media is usually what I reference that card as. This is telling you that it's keeping you up at night. It's causing you anxiety, sleepless nights, depression, all those things, nightmares, and so we want to release that energy because it's not healthy for us. Yeah, and it needs to come to an end. So death is not ever seen usually as literal in tarot. This is metaphorical. It's about change. It's about transformation. It's Scorpio energy, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio. This is also an indication that we have to close one cycle before a new one is able to be entered into. So as one door closes, we go through a new one. And a new one you shall have. So it looks like you need to take a leap of faith somewhere, that you really need to step out of your comfort zone, believing that Spirit has your back because they always do, and that this card really tells you that it's time. It's time to take a step out of your comfort zone and to try something new. But in order to get to your new beginning, you have to be willing to leave the old behind. So there's some sort of finality that has to stick, whether that's an actual loss of something like a job or relationship, and then you have a new opportunity. So remember, I said this is not ever usually a literal meaning of death, although we know you've experienced that. Everybody in the world is going to at some point. I don't read the death card as literal. I read this as an ending to something so that you can go to your new beginning. All right, let's get a couple more messages to close out your reading. Any advice? Yes. Okay. So you do have some new love coming in. You have the Ace of Cups twice. So this tells me that you do have a new opportunity in love that brings a lot of emotional fulfillment. You need to first decide what your future, what you want it to look like. You might be thinking of taking a trip somewhere. Maybe it's a honeymoon, things like that. Maybe you meet somebody while you're traveling, but it's time to start envisioning the future and what that looks like for you. So I feel like you have a decision to make about that, what your future plans are, what you want that to look like. And then I feel like you have a lot of new opportunities coming in. So this is a card telling you you cannot give up. Even though you're frustrated, it might be in work, it might be your investments haven't quite paid off yet. You will not see the reward if you don't keep going. So the reward comes after a long period of hard work and investing your time, energy, and possibly even money. But the good news is it will be good news. You're going to have a reason to celebrate. This could again tie into like a wedding celebration. It's celebrations with friends, family, it's parties, it's good news, so it's positive stuff, and it helps to pull you out of this really depressed or sad state. We need to start shifting our perspective for the positive. So the Five of Cups is really telling you that you've got to get out of the self-pity, the guilt, the regret, the depression, the stagnation, the grief, the loss. Shift your perspective. Not all is lost. There's still hope that you can find the silver lining, but you have to see it that way. And that is your breakthrough. So shift your thinking. If you need grief therapy, if you're going through a lot, do those things. If you need to express yourself more, do those things. If you feel like you need to express yourself creatively, do those things. But you have to see the good in all of the bad. So there's some sort of truth, clarity, or creative thinking that gives you a breakthrough that you're looking for. Let's get you one more card here. Eight of Wands again. So 3 times this card has come out, 3 different decks that I'm sitting here shuffling for you live in your video. So this tells me that communication is huge. If you're waiting on results for something, that may come quickly as well, whether it's like test results, waiting on a decision through the courts, things like that. But there needs to be communication. That's the biggest thing that has come out in your reading. You need to be able to communicate. So whether that's communicating your feelings, expressing yourself creatively, this is an indication that communication is number one, and that you need to be able to communicate how you feel and about what's going on in your life in an effective way so that you can actually express yourself. I don't feel like you want to stifle your emotions any longer, and so these things are going to come to the surface, and you have to make these changes in order to get to your new beginning. But you have a lot of really beautiful things coming for you, so I feel like you have some shadow work that you may need to do, some healing that you may need to do, and that these are all things that are going to help you to get to the next level that you're supposed to be at, and to really step into your purpose of why you're here. And all of these things will help align with, you know, your next step, your next phase in your life. If you have any questions about your reading, feel free to email me. I will send you a copy of your notes along with the video in your email. Have a great day. Thank you so much.